All right, let's do a voiceover for one of my earlier workouts. Damn, my shoulder's looking good here. So this is shoulder day, arm day, and these are really great. I thought of this actually, this workout for laying down on the bench here, hitting the deltoids, doing basically a lateral raise. I like to use the hooks, these wrist hooks, to get better engagement in my shoulder and not be grabbing with my wrist so much. There's Andrew there on my right, looking good as always. Love working out with these guys, and I'm loving making these videos. I've made some more recent workout ones, but I'm not posting those yet until I want to post these in order. So this is one of the second days I recorded. I'm definitely doing a much better job on the recordings of the newer workouts. You can really see what's engaging there with Andrew. Here's Tate. He's getting big too. You can really see what's engaging with him. So glad these guys got me back in the gym. Well, I guess I got myself back in the gym, but they really motivated me. And, it's just really fun to hang out with them and all that. And I worked out a lot when I was younger, but I took about 10 years off because I broke my back. And I've been basically getting in good enough shape now to feel confident getting on the weights without making my back worse. So it's really exciting. And I'm sharing that with you guys while I build this skill of making videos, doing a little editing. Definitely want to get better and do more. But, just taking it one video at a time. I want to do some reaction content coming up and a lot of more educational content. I'm building a course right now to teach at the health school here in Santa Barbara, and I want to post that eventually, and some other things as well. But the vlogs are fun. These little workout reviews are great because I want to learn. I want to be more mindful about what we're doing here because Andrew there basically is who's leading these and thinking of what we do, and I've just been kind of doing what he does, and I focus so much on doing the exercises right at the time that I don't think so much, zoom out about what we're really doing each day. So doing these videos really helps me look at it and zoom out and think about the program as a whole and what we're hitting, and also give you guys a chance to point out things we might be doing wrong or things we should add in, and get to have a look at myself and my posture and how I'm doing things, if I'm doing them well or not. So I'm judging that, and I'm also just trying to remember, process what we did, and that way when I work out, hopefully never without them, but if I ever work out without these boys, I'll kind of have a better idea of what to do. I'm pretty confident I can go in the gym and just have a good workout, but I want to be more confident and more conscious of exactly what I'm going to be doing. And it's really easy when you go to the same gym, but if you go to a new gym that has different equipment, it's a little harder if you don't know what you're doing, to think about how to hit the right things with different machines, different equipment. And we don't use a lot of free weights because we like to do what's really healthy for the joints, and a lot of times these machines can be a little more forgiving, not loading up the spine as much and such. Andrew has great form on these. A lot of times he just gives me little pointers that help me so much. Just small adjustments that have a huge effect. Wow, look at his delts, his shoulder muscles. You can see each one. It's amazing. I also do massage therapy work, and just seeing all the muscles come out, it's like studying kinesiology just looking at Andrew. You can see all of his muscles are so developed. You can see each one basically. All the ones on the surface anyway. See, mine are getting somewhere, but I definitely still can't see each muscle. So you can see my form's a little different here than his. Not quite as refined. Kind of feeling my way into it. I'm recording at least one set from each workout, so we can at least see what was done. But I'm not necessarily just recording my top set. Some of these are my first set. Some of them are a mid set, some of them are a warm up, some of them are a top set. I'm not too concerned with showing the most weight I can lift or showing what my max lift is or anything like that. I'm more concerned with doing good form, being mindful about what to hit, that sort of thing. Really not concerned about like the ego lifting and just getting the heaviest thing. More concerned about finding the weak spots and working on those. Like I found my glutes were super weak and really needed a lot of work. I did physical therapy recently, and I recommend that to anyone. Do it before you need it. It's so helpful. But it's basically just one-on-one basic yoga moves. And if you can do yoga, go for that. But if you can't quite do yoga, start with physical therapy or just look up the physical therapy exercises. Although it's helpful to when they assess you and they find which spots are weak. Because I can do like a full stack, 200 pounds leg extension. I can put 315 on this and do shoulder press. But I couldn't sit up out of a chair without kind of throwing myself. Like I literally could not stand up out of a chair properly. That was very humbling to realize. So have a lot to work on there. My glutes feel like they've tripled in strength just in the first month I started working on them more. And I've been working out with these guys for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and I'm getting great results. But I had missed some small things like my glutes, and doing the physical therapy really helped me find those. My hip flexors were a little weak, my lower abs were a little weak. And when you're lifting this heavy weight, it's really important to have those things strong and in place to prevent injury. Like when I'm doing this, I'm really flexing my core, bringing my belly button in towards my spine, doing pelvic tilts. So like if your hips were a wine glass, you want to be pouring the wine out the back as you suck your belly button in. Engages your core and really protects your spine. For me, that's really important to make sure my back injury does not become re-injured. It should be basically fully healed, but I want to keep it protected. And as we love hitting shoulders, we do that quite often. Not too often, but shoulders are one of those things you have to hit quite often. And there's studies that show that a lot of, as far as aesthetics, a lot of it comes from just your shoulder size. And apparently your delts are the biggest muscle in the upper body, which is surprising. But I guess if you imagine the shoulders with just the bones, they're quite tiny. I did a little less than the other guys as far as reps on these biceps because I was having some tendon pain in my arm, and I kept pushing it through the month. I'm recording this voiceover a few weeks after this, and as I catch up here, and I am now recording the same day, but I'm just looping back to these earlier ones now. And I didn't really take care of that pain and manage it properly. And as it got worse, I started having like neck pain, and it translated into back pain. So you really want to take care of yourself. A lot of people, I do some massage therapy work part time, and we see it a lot. People have tight scalenes in the neck, then tight chest, and end up not really feeling that, but they'll start feeling the pain in their arms and in their back when it's the root of it can be in the neck and the chest. So this is a good arm day here, chest and arms, shoulders. We're using these BFRs. They restrict your blood flow and help you get an occlusion, so that basically that's just less blood flow going there, so that the tissues build up that exhaustion sooner. Without using too many technical terms, you just tire out sooner. Then you get to basically be done. You're burned up enough where you're basically done with your workout, but then you take them off and you can do it again. Really great if you have injuries, like my arms were hurting. It helps me use a lighter weight and still get a good workout without going crazy and making my tendons too much worse, and also kind of forces a lot more blood pressure in those arms and gets blood to those things. It's kind of like a rave here. doing the fist pumps. These machines, you see the lighting, the hexagon lighting in the ceiling there? This is the vault in the back of the gym. So you have to pay extra, but the machines in here are so smooth and so nice. So my elbows should be a little closer together. I think I got that done at some point. It was a little tough with my shoulders feeling tight. Again, so important to stretch and maintain everything. But yeah, ideally my elbows should be closer together there, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. I started a cut the last few weeks. I feel like I'm looking smaller than this now, but that's how it goes. Here's a little sped up version of our stretch. Really important to do some stretching. When I was younger, I'd always skip the stretching. Andrew's got us in the habit of doing the stretches after the workout, and I'm really glad that we're building that habit. Because when I was done with my workouts before, I'd be like, all right, I want to get out of here. And that's starting to fade, and I'm a lot more content with getting the stretching done now, and I'm so glad that I'm doing it. I feel a lot better for it. Hip flexors getting a little stretched. There's Tate. So we did a little in-body scan this day. I'm showing the results here on camera, although the ink was running out in the printer and you can't see it too well. But about 230 pounds, I think it says 229, and I'm cutting, so it's 2 weeks later now, and I'm down to about 223, so really good cut. These scans are not very accurate. It said I'm about 16% body fat. I'm probably closer to 20. I'm stoked. I'm in the massage chair here at the gym, but I just did a body scan, and I'm down from about 30% body fat to about 15% body fat in about 6 months to a year. So I'm really stoked. I didn't think that my body fat would be so much lower. I thought I was maybe at like 23%. So awesome that I'm down all the way to about 15%.